I'm literally like staring at a Trump sign right now. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Nah, I'm just playing y'all, but also, right. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jaleesa back again with another video. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a beautiful day today. I'm so glad that I waited to film so I can actually do this video outside. I am such a nature girly. My mom sent me to summer camp when I was young a lot, and I just developed this connection to nature. I love being outside. Like, it's one thing to like be in your space, you feel me, and to have your energy flowing through it. But being in nature and being outside just makes me feel free, like a fucking bird. I feel like a bird. Maybe I was a bird in my past life. My best friend be calling me a bird now. She just mad that I fly high and I get bird. So anyway, y'all, we are talking about the sacral chakra. If you're new here, we are doing a chakra energy healing series type of situation where I go through and explain each one of the chakras, which are energy centers in our body, and how it affects us and how it affects our journey, and ways that you can utilize balancing your chakras in a way to begin to enjoy your journey. So y'all, the sacral chakra is the second energy center in your body, right above the root chakra. It has quite a few names, but most people call it the water chakra. It does govern the water sign. So shout out to my water signs. I think it's still Pisces season. So my Cancer is my Pisces and my Scorpios. This is y'all ruling chakra. We love y'all. We love y'all. But sometimes if you meet a water sign and they have an imbalanced sacral chakra, Godspeed to you, babe. I think that is why water signs get such a bad rap. Like, because sometimes you'll meet them when they have an imbalance in their ruling chakra, and it's just like, all right, you're gonna need a little bit more patience, huh, babe? If there's an imbalance in this chakra, you'll have those mood swings and those mood disorders because it has to do with emotions. It has to do with how we express our emotions, and it has to do with how we understand our emotions and what emotions we deem to be okay or not okay. Other than your emotions, your sacral chakra governs your creativity, your relationship with pleasure, your relationship with yourself, relationships as a whole, how you draw in relationships, how you act in relationships, certain patterns and things that may exhibit themselves in your personal relationships. You know how I always be like, do nothing without intention, right? This is one of my favorite spots to sit by the water. And I initially was going to go sit by the water to make this video, but then I seen this playground and something in me was like, no, do it on the playground. Because when we talk about the sacral chakra, it has a lot to do with how you relate to your inner child. And I'm like, what better way to get into my inner child than to go to the playground? You know, like maybe someone needs to hear that. You'll know that you have an imbalance in your sacral chakra when you don't listen to your inner child's voice. Like my inner child told me, let's go to the playground. When it comes to that imbalance in your sacral chakra, it's like a disconnect a lot of times about who you are currently and who you came here to be. That's the easiest way that I can interpret that. And a lot of times children come here and they know what they're supposed to be doing. That's why you get things like child prodigies and stuff that like you sit them in front of a piano and all of a sudden they just know how to play the piano. You feel me? That's probably their purpose. That's probably why they came here, to produce music for the planet. I'm telling you, a lot of us understood and knew who we were as children, but as time goes on, you start dealing with society, you start dealing with other people. Somewhere down the line, somebody told you that the thing that you loved as a child was not possible, or it was not appropriate, or it didn't exist, or something like that. And that causes a blockage in your sacral chakra. I wholeheartedly believe that the root chakra is connected to our purpose. Like if you have a balanced root chakra, you feel like you have a purpose here, no matter what it is. I put out a video, y'all. Go watch it. I was saying how closely related the root chakra and the sacral chakra are to each other and how they kind of work together. Because a lot of times, things that we're afraid of are simply just some of our suppressed emotions. And your sacral chakra has to do with suppressed emotions and expressing yourself and understanding your emotions and knowing how to express your emotions to other people. So a lot of times, like when we're talking about healing the inner child, you have to go in order. So do the root and then the sacral, because your root chakra is going to dig up some things like uncertainties. You're going to start questioning things. It's going to be a lot of self-doubt. You feel me? If you start actually incorporating like what I've been talking about when it comes to your root chakra and healing your root chakra, it is meant to like move things out the way so that way it'll come to your attention. For years, you could have been working a job. I don't want to stare at this Trump sign. Like, I don't want to pretend like this shit is not bothering me. Yo, that's a channel. That's a channel. Yeah, because why would I say that? I don't want to pretend like this is bothering me when it's not. Like, I said this because when you have a blockage in your sacral chakra, it is almost second nature to pretend that things are not bothering you when it really is. You will have suppressed emotions. So it's easier for you to say, like, oh, this is really bothering me, but I'm not going to say anything because you're probably living in some sort of survival mode. Like, this is your reality. You just have to, like, go along with it in order to get something done. Like, I can't do anything about this neighborhood being heavy Trump supporters, but like it really is bothering me. Like, so that's the download. I think when it comes to having that imbalance in your root chakra and not necessarily understanding where you belong or what your purpose is on earth, it's really easy to start settling. I said, at some point, someone told you that you needed to. Someone told you that what you wanted wasn't possible. Someone told you that this is how life is supposed to be. And it creates that fear, the fear of the unknown if I don't do what everybody else is doing. Fear of judgment when I start doing what no one else is doing. Fear of being left behind, fear of failure. Some type of fear got stuck into that root chakra and it threw everything else off. Oh, kids are coming. I don't know, y'all. That's a channel for someone. Like, when you start working on your root chakra, don't be surprised. You start feeling things like doubt and you start feeling like start questioning things about your reality and about why you're doing the things that you're doing. Like, why am I doing this? Like, is this something I'm supposed to be doing? I gotta go. Kids are coming. So it is blocked by guilt and shame. It's that shame about who you are. It's that shame about like some of the things that you like. And it could be for any reason. Maybe your parents didn't agree with it or your parents didn't like it or society didn't or doesn't like it. This is also the self-worth wound. So this video, I really want to get into emotions and like that inner child and how our inner child holds the key to the life that we ultimately want to live, or probably why we came here. You know what I mean? Y'all know that I have been on this self-discovery journey and I'm sharing it with you guys. I did start learning about chakras and utilizing chakra healing as a way to understand myself more and to figure out what my purpose here is on earth. Why am I here? What do I want to do? Why do I want to do the things that I want to do? Why am I being called towards the things that I'm being called to? So when we talk about the sacral chakra, it governs that insight about true desire. We all have true desires. We all have things that we are really, really interested in. If you find that you have a blockage where you don't have hobbies, you don't know how to get in touch with yourself, you don't know how to experience pleasure, because this is also the pleasure chakra. If y'all watch that Avatar video, the yogi is explaining to Aang that the sacral chakra is the pleasure chakra. So how I see this in my self-discovery journey and what I've noticed in like my peers around us, the people who have been their most authentic self had parents or had an upbringing that supported that authentic self. Whereas the people that I find that struggle with expressing their self authentically are people who, when they were a child, they were shamed or ridiculed or bullied or made to feel guilty about who they are, the things that they desire, the things that they like, or how they show up in the world, whether it be, like I said, through other people or like in their household. So when we talk about living an authentic life, living a life that we are supposed to be living, living the life that we were called here to do based off of our gifts and our talents and our interests and stuff, what happens when you have a blockage there where you don't know how to get in touch with that? And that's what we see a lot. Like when we're looking at people who are living lives that they're less than satisfied with, it could be a blockage in that sacral chakra because you're not expressing yourself effectively and you're not in tune or in tapped into your true desires. Because if you were, you would be showing up as that version of yourself that you desire to be. But at some point when you were, because when we're kids, we don't think about stuff like that. We get taught how to think about ourselves based off of how society deals with us. You feel me? I've been speaking a lot about how when I was younger, I was getting bullied and I was not accepted by my peers for things like my intellect or my weight or the color of my skin or something like that. So I was indirectly taught or shamed or made feel guilty of who I am naturally as a person, even though she holds the key, or he, whoever's watching this, your inner child holds the key to the things that will essentially make you happy, make you feel pleasure. Whereas like the solar plexus chakra will tell you or create a wound in you that says that I'm not enough. The sacral chakra is where we hear that inner dialogue of I'm too much. You feel me? And I'm trying to correlate it to the inner child healing because we get taught that we're too much or taught how like who we are when we are younger, and then we carry that into our adulthood.
There are two primary emotions, fear and love. Everything spills from those two core feelings. So, anxiety, fear, right. So what are you afraid of? A lot of things, yes, but what are you afraid of? I don't know. I'm unlovable. Go further. Unlovable in what way? That's easy. I'm not enough. Enough easy answers. What's the hard one? That I'm too much. Yes? That I was too much for my mother. Too perceptive. Too inquisitive. Too capable. These are the exact qualities a mother should celebrate in a child.
When we are subconsciously told that the things that we like or who we are is too much, or it's not accepted, or we get shamed and guilted for who we are, it's really, really hard to show up the way that you're supposed to show up in the world, because there's always going to be like this suppressed version of yourself that you want to display to the world, or that these suppressed desires that you want to do. But what's holding you back is the shame that you are going to feel by letting people down, by doing what you really want to do. And I think I see this a lot in parents too. And this is why I always say you really have to think about what you're doing when you become a parent. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm just bringing another life into this world. No, you bringing another life, a whole life into this world. Like, y'all know how I feel about that. And it's a big responsibility. And when it's not just you who you're thinking about, those dreams that you want to chase become further and further away from reality. If you don't have kids right now, and you know that you have a life that you truly want to live, and a type of person that you want to be, dreams that you want to chase, but you have not started it yet, give yourself a chance to chase your dreams first. Look at our good sis Rihanna. Look at everything that she accomplished before she had a child. There's no rush, babe. I don't know who I'm talking to. Don't sit up there and have no baby just because. Like, first of all, it's a shitty time to have kids. And two, if you got a dream that you want to chase, or someone that you see yourself being, it is so much easier to chase that when it's just you that you have to think about. A lot of times, I think some parents be having blocks in their sacral chakra because they become parents, especially women. We see it so much when we see women have kids and then they let themselves go and they don't pour into themselves anymore because it's not about them. The sacral chakra has a lot to do with putting other people's needs before yours. You're probably going to be a people pleaser. If you're younger, you have been taught subconsciously or consciously that you need to suppress things about yourself to make everyone else around you happy. Automatic imbalance in the sacral chakra. If we getting into it, because this chakra has to do with pleasure, people who wake up and live a life that they feel like is pleasureless can often have issues around addiction, drugs, alcohol, sex, sending money, pick your poison. But really what they're looking for is to be able to express themselves in a way that their reality can be pleasureful every day. It's really, really hard to do that when you believe that, one, the reality that you want to live is not possible. Your dreams are not possible. Who you want to be is not good enough to be shared with the world, even though there's probably people that need you. And I always say that, especially my creative people, there's always people that might need what it is that you have to offer to the world, you know? So you not doing that is like pretty much you saying, I don't want to participate in life. That's what it gives, because who I want to be, I feel shame around that. I feel guilty about who I want to be. I really suggest inner child healing work to help you if you have issues around like living your most authentic life and like living the reality that you desire to live in. Start to pursue and chase your dreams. Go back to your inner child. What were you interested in when you were younger? What did you like to do when you were a child? If you can't identify that, you don't have any memories of your childhood, now that's a bigger issue, because a lot of times when we go through like big traumas in our childhood, our mind creates blanks. Like, you know, there's some people in the world that have chunks of their childhood missing. They can't remember ages 8 to 14 or something. And that's because from them ages, something really bad happened to them or was happening to them. And their brain is trying to protect them from remembering those things, because that's what our brains do. It lives to protect us. That's why we have fear. If you have that issue where like you don't know how to get in touch with your inner child because your inner child has been blocked out, do things that a child would. Go to the playground. You're not too old. You could just sit there and see what emotions come up when you sit in the playground. For me, it's coloring. I'll open up a coloring book real quick. Give me some fresh crayons, bitch, or some fresh colored pencils. It's over. Little Jaleesa is here. She's ready to play. Let's play. You were a child, used to love video games, nigga. Go to Dave & Buster's. Go play some video games. Get into your mind, your inner child's mindset. What would your inner child be doing every day if they didn't have to pay bills, if they didn't have to be a parent, have to be a caretaker, if they didn't have to be a daughter, a mother, a sister, a brother, or whatever? What would your inner child be doing? And that a lot of times hold the key to our true desires. You feel me? And whether it makes sense or is logical or not, that's not what this chakra is about. Unblocking and balancing your sacral chakra allows you to remember that you can be inspired by life. Life can be fun. Life can be pleasurable. So you'll know that your sacral chakra is balanced when you feel more of that. You feel more like inspired when you wake up every day. Like, I get to do this thing, instead of, oh, I gotta go to this job, I gotta do this. You're able to shift that mindset to, I get to do this. You feel me? Kind of coming back to yourself and trying to figure out what makes you feel like that. Like, oh, I get to do this every day. And incorporating that into your life so that way you can live a more inspired life, which also means that you have a healthy imagination. When you have a healthy sacral chakra, you can see things, you can visualize very easy. You can imagine yourself obtaining things and gaining things and doing things and achieving goals. That's where manifestation comes in. All manifestation is focusing on your imagination, focusing on your fantasies so deeply that it becomes your reality. That's all manifestation is. But it's hard to manifest when you don't have an imagination. You can't even think about a better life for yourself. That's how much you don't like yourself. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. When your imagination starts coming back and you start seeing yourself in different types of ways and then being able to express that into the world, that's how you know your sacral chakra is healthy. And when you start living like that, it's something beautiful that happens when you start to balance that sacral chakra. Like, you start to experience life without guilt. You don't feel ashamed of who you are because you know that this is who you are supposed to be. You wouldn't want to be this if it was not something that you were supposed to be. You feel me, y'all? That's the video. Would this be a video with Jaleesa if I did not leave some journal prompts? Hope you guys are reading my descriptions. I actually put thought into those. Read the description. Look at the journal prompts. Do the journal prompts. But if you want to really identify blockages, if you want to figure out what your true desires are, if you want to live a more authentic life, utilize the journal prompts down below. I'm gonna do 3 or 4 and you can just pick from that to see which ones help you to identify and remove some blockages in your sacral chakra. I love you. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit those notifications so you can know when I drop my next video. We are going to talk more about the sacral chakra. We're not going to move on so quickly. We're going to talk more about the sacral chakra. But we still have the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra to go. So hang in there with me, y'all. We're not even halfway done, but we're going to have fun. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.